Hey guys, welcome back to Goodie Graps.
Yeah. Let's start over.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey guys, welcome back to Goodie Graps. We're doing things a little bit different today. We're trying out a new format, so hopefully you guys like it.
Hell yeah. We have for when we want to just give updates on what's happened in the week in wrestling, we don't want to have to drown out all the video editing. So we're just gonna introduce you guys to our 2K Pro Wrestling Universe, GGPW, Goodie Graps Pro Wrestling.
Hell
we
yeah.
got 2 shows. We got Rage, we got Fury, we got a monthly pay-per-view every month, and y'all can just see some of our favorite matches and favorite championships that happen. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. This past week has been something, has it not?
Yeah, so much has happened between the
WrestleMania.
Smackdown before WrestleMania to now, WrestleMania, the Raw after,
The Hall of Fame.
the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Let's start with the roast because that's been a huge hot topic this week.
Let's talk about the roast of WrestleMania.
So for backgrounds, in Las Vegas during WrestleMania weekend, on Sunday night after WrestleMania Night 2, I believe, there was the roast of WrestleMania, which was hosted by Kill Tony host Tony Hinchcliffe, who he's known for his roast. He's known for a lot of his humor, which leans kind of more towards just inflammatory, derogatory jokes
Mean,
and some
hateful.
insensitive type stuff. So knowing his fan base, knowing all of this coming into it, when this was first announced, people had a big issue with it and just thought it was a bad idea. And just going back to last week, the PR week leading into WrestleMania, when you have
my God.
Roman Reigns' Vanity Fair issue dropping.
I forgot about the
and
Vanity Fair article.
The support of certain political affiliations.
Yes.
Triple H and what he's come out and said. John Cena with his "I still love Vince McMahon"
Right.
thing. So all of that is just a snowball rolling effect of, okay, you guys are putting your foot in your mouth moment after moment during what should be your biggest week of the year. And then you come out and you have this event where after the second night is over, you've celebrated and wrapped the stories on what should have been a landmark year of another year of WWE storytelling and stuff. You decide to put the bow on everything by sending out some of your employees and having them just not even some people were telling jokes. Some people were just using the platform to publicly spread
Air out.
hate, air out grievances, and just talk shit. And I know a lot of the discourse is falling on 2 sides. It's either you guys are being really soft, you guys are not if you can't handle jokes and roasts, then
Sure.
blah blah blah. And then there's the other side where oh, I can't support this company anymore. We have to stop watching. It's the only way that they'll understand. And
Yeah.
this feels like a very nuanced issue.
Yeah, it's it feels like they just chose such a bad time to do weird PR leading up to WrestleMania. And then the actual roast was actually kept very quiet. I had a hard time even finding clips or hearing, any of the jokes from it because they didn't air it. They tried to, keep everybody from recording who was there. So, yeah, it was just such a strange way to introduce this new thing that they wanted to be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, they're being super secretive and hey, this is something that we're not going to be publicly broadcasting or sharing, but you had to have known they're really fucking stupid if they thought that this stuff wasn't going to leak and that people weren't going to hear. If you're only safeguard or risk management is, hey guys, promise you won't say anything, then you deserve the backlash that you receive.
You knew this would happen.
And my thing is just my personal stance on everything. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe that people if that's what they find humorous and what they want to support, it's not my taste, but I won't encroach on anyone's right to do it. But if that's something that you decide to do, fucking stand on it. Like, don't pussyfoot your way around it and like try and not like be associated with it, but also be associated with
You're
it.
talking about someone specific.
I am, but like also I think that it's a company-wide thing. The
Yeah,
fact that like
yeah.
you guys are going to talk about it on commentary and like promote it as like a thing to like draw attendance and have people go there is one thing.
Right.
But if you never planned on like sharing it or like posting it or having it be anywhere, then like
You can't have it both ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be all secretive about it. But I am talking about someone specifically. And I
Yeah.
think that you guys should stop babying him. Sami Zayn.
You guys know
You
who
guys
we're
know
talking
we
about.
love Sami Zayn. As
Yeah.
we say on the channel, there's no one like Sami Zayn.
No one likes Sami Zayn.
And he is a one-of-one talent. He's a one-of-one person who has done tremendous things. And I'm not of the mindset that him and his attendance like makes him a bad person.
Right.
I'm not of the mindset that we should cancel Sami Zayn or it's
No.
fuck Sami Zayn now. But also, there doesn't need to be this coddling and this hand-holding where it's, oh, Sami Zayn, you guys act like you've never seen someone go to an event that like they didn't want to be at, and it was worse than he thought it was going to be. Like, there's several people, like when Nia Jax is saying, I'm the only woman who had the balls to do this, that like lets me know, oh, the invitation was issued to several people and there are
they
people
declined.
who declined.
Yeah.
So anyone who chose not to decline, they were there under their own volition, and like whatever smoke comes with that, my only thing that I ask is that you stand on it, because it doesn't seem fair that you get to play both sides.
Yeah.
If you want to like spread hate or like air out grievances, talk shit, bully people, then like by all means do it. But with actions come consequences. And if people feel a type of way about it, then you just have to like endure the earned consequence that comes with the actions that you've presented.
Yeah.
And I feel like with a lot of these people, like Nia Jax revels in controversy. Nia Jax
For
doesn't
sure.
mind if people hate her, and like she doesn't give a shit. So like if she's controversial, like what are you gonna do? Boo her? She doesn't give a fuck. Like she's
Right.
going.
She wants you to boo her.
be booed.
Yeah.
She's a real like heel.
She's a real heel.
She's a real heel, and like all it does is add to her presentation and to her character.
Right.
So like her going, like it fits.
And
If you're trying to like even Braun Strowman, like he's a babyface right now, but he's a big burling bully motherfucker. Like if people were to boo him and they had to like change course and course correct, making him a heel, making him a monster bully, that's something you can do. Like if you're an underdog babyface and you're thinking, oh guys, please don't share that I was here or tweet about it. Like I feel like
Yeah.
my image is being sullied.
well, to the point where you're handing Kill Tony your cards and he's reading the jokes for you. I think
lost a lot of respect for Sammy.
I think so many people love Sammy because he's never shied away from, sharing how he feels, even if he can't be, they're encouraged to not be super political or whatever CM Punk said. But I feel like
and attending this doesn't make the things that he stands for invalidated. It's not
Right.
like he's like his Sammy for Syria is all of a sudden like null and void, or
Right.
any of the other things like his virtues are null and void. But like, dude, you can't have it both ways. You can't be Mr. I'm a martyr, I'm dying on the sword for everything, and be, well, I also want to further my comedy career, so I'm going to be complicit in something that I know is wrong, or I know I wouldn't want to be associated with.
right.
So,
And like simply attending the roast is not like a political statement in itself, but
like, notice that like no one else is getting scrutiny. Like no one's talking about Braun Strowman. No one's talking about
Right.
R-Truth, because like they're not coming out being like, oh hey, don't tell anyone I was here. Oh hey, Tony, read my jokes for me. Like Miz was there. Like no
Right.
one's like saying, "Oh, Miz, you're MAGA Miz." No one's
MAGA
like,
Miz.
no one's doing that. So it's
Right.
just like stand on your shit. But I mean, after that, getting into the week that followed, we had some explosive interviews on the Pat McAfee show the following morning with
For
John
sure.
Cena,
Paul
and
Heyman. Yeah.
Paul Heyman is just on a rampage right now. I'm seeing
Yes.
people like, oh, this is the Paul Heyman that you need, that you've been waiting on, and like all bro has done is like say like a deportation joke. Like it wasn't even a joke. He's just like straight up talking shit.
He was just profiling someone in the audience. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you were someone who's been in wrestling for like 40 plus years. I know Paul Heyman doesn't give a shit. I know he has thick skin,
Right.
but like someone talking shit in the crowd, like it's not like he like was thin skinned and felt like he had to defend himself or retaliate. He saw an opportunity to be a dick and like took it. And that's like the shit that he's on right now.
Yeah.
And if it leads to good television, it leads to good television. I'm able to like look at it objectively and say, all right, it's leading to good TV. But like right now, what happens on TV and what happens like outside of TV is all being conflated. There's these power struggles between Triple H and The Rock, and people are, oh, this is a work, this is a shoot. Tiffany and Charlotte are shooting on each other, and like everyone has this overwhelming need to expose like behind the curtain when they could just like let some shit just like sit and fester. And like I appreciate John Cena telling Pat McAfee, hey, I know you want me to spoil the next 6-7 months for you, but you can tune in and watch the shows like everybody else. We don't need every day on Pat McAfee's show, which we'll get into Pat McAfee in a second. I got a lot of shit I want to say about this motherfucker. But we don't need him hosting a show every day, someone coming out doing media. We know that WWE loves any chance to like cross over into the media. So if there's a chance to send someone to ESPN or the Today Show, Seth Rollins has been on NFL Network like 9 times in the last year. It's like they send people to go do these interviews, and Roman's and Vanity Fair and Street Profits are on It Is What It Is, and so is on Andrew Schultz, and it's like not everything needs to be said. Not everything needs to be touched on. Not everybody on the roster needs to do press and interview.
That being said, I think the Street Profits probably had the best interview of the whole WrestleMania weekend.
It was fire.
Just because they said what they needed to say. They promoted themselves, but they didn't like sell out or break kayfabe or talk shit about, people unnecessarily, which I really respected a lot. So
yeah, they didn't get themselves into like the hole that a lot of people fall into, where the media will ask them some questions and they answer as like themselves as the human instead of like in character, or like saying things that like could get their pushes stopped or ruffle some feathers backstage. I think that they handled it with a lot of grace, and I gotta say my Street Profit stocks are way up. Like when we get towards the end of this, we're gonna do like a recurring Goodie Graps top 5 where we like say who's in our power rankings. But like Street Profit stocks are through the roof right now. And like getting back into like this past week, the Raw and Smackdown after WrestleMania, I want to start off by saying I think it was a really good episode of Raw. And I think it was a really good episode of Smackdown. Like 2 really good TV episodes in the same week. We liked NXT this week too. Like there's some good matches there as well.
Some great matches on NXT.
And all that does is show me that anytime that they want to, they can put on like a fantastic set of matches and make things just like perfectly amazing with like no issues whatsoever. So when they do give us a bad product, like I see a lot of people talk about, oh, everyone just complains and bitches, but like a lot of that complaining and a lot of that criticism, for as much as Triple H spent the media last week lashing out at fans and, oh, just watch, blah, 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 it was improved TV this week after a lackluster WrestleMania.
Yeah, this was one of the best Smackdowns in a while.
I think both episodes of TV like were firmly better than like the majority of WrestleMania. Like WrestleMania night 1 was kind of mid until the main event. And WrestleMania Night 2 was good until the main event. And like just the mix of those two, like we got a quality Raw, quality SmackDown, tons of new directions, new debuts, and it's exciting and it feels fresh and you're energized and you think about everything that's coming up. And that kind of leads into one of the next things I want to talk about is some of our predictions for 2025.
Yeah.
We feel like with some of the stuff that we saw this week, like we saw the returns of Rusev and Aleister Black.
Yeah.
We see a new alliance between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Like
They're Paul Heyman guys now.
There's the Naomi Jade situation doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. Bianca Belair's out with injury, so someone's going to need to step up there. And there's just like a lot of stuff that like could potentially happen in the next year. So
Yeah.
starting off, like I don't know if they're going to do King and Queen of the Ring this year, but Casey, who would you like to see win King of the Ring if we see that tournament take place this year?
Queen of the Ring, I could honestly see Jade winning Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
And King of the Ring, oh man, that's tough. Maybe Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker would be a good King of the Ring. The thing with like him and Seth and their alliance, I feel like for as much as it brings him up to a main event level, I don't see him fighting for like the main title, like as long as him and Seth are aligned.
Yeah.
If they're on the same show, I feel like
That makes
Seth's going to
sense.
be the top.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if they're going to tag team at all or have someone else join them, but I don't see him going back after the Intercontinental title either. I think he's going to face like top guys like Roman and Punk and like beat them, but like not really touch a title. And then next year, I can see him like being in like maybe Royal Rumble conversations, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
If I had to choose for Queen of the Ring, I would love to see Lyra. I think that she's like
Yeah.
done really well in tournament formats, and like her run last year is kind of like a Cinderella run until she lost to Nia. I think that the story with Becky will do like wonders in getting her over, helping establish more of her character, and I think that like it's a nice gradual next step from like Intercontinental Champion to
Queen of the Ring.
Queen of the Ring, and then maybe World Champ
Yeah.
down the line.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's just one way of like getting a title shot. Another way is Money in the Bank. So with that being said, who's your picks for Money in the Bank this year?
Well, guys, I just want it to be known that we had talked about our predictions like several days ago, and I have been thinking that Naomi should be women's Money in the Bank winner. But like this past week on Twitter, we saw a leak of that photo of a briefcase. You guys have seen it. The briefcase wrapped in caution tape, which is like a huge spoiler.
It's a big giveaway. And
Yeah.
it pisses me off because it feels like they pump faked us. Like they leaked that as a way of being like, oh, well, now everyone knows like the plan was
Now it
Naomi,
can't
so we
be
have to
her.
like
Yeah.
shift plans. And like if this leads to her getting like benched or not like getting her opportunity, because like I feel like a lot of people are thinking Naomi for Money in the Bank because it
Yeah.
seems so obvious.
Yeah.
Like she's the heel. She's like
She could
constantly
cash in
being
on-
overlooked for like opportunities, never putting herself first. Like
Yeah.
she has the character motivation, and like it would be a really good payoff and could lead to like a really good like baby face coming in and establishing themselves versus like the like veteran heel Naomi.
Yeah. So I mean,
Even with that pump fake, I think she's still a good choice.
I think yeah, but if it can't be Naomi because of the little Easter egg or whatever, I think, oh, man, I don't even know who. Becky Lynch. I don't know.
Becky would be interesting. I don't think she's ever won Money in the Bank, and now that she's a heel too, like it would
Yeah.
make sense. Like
Yeah.
I feel like Becky's kind of in that same air as Charlotte, where if she wanted to, she could just say, "Hey, I'm up for a title shot," but like Money in the Bank gives her a way of doing that without like just straight up doing it the way that Charlotte does.
Yeah.
And I feel like Charlotte has gotten like some deserved, some undeserved like heat for
Sure.
that, but definitely like it would be interesting with Becky. I think if it's not Naomi, I would love to see Roxanne get it.
Oh, yeah.
And just like be like a young heel who like any moment I'm waiting in the wings to like take this and
Yeah.
just like screw over your fave and ruin their like beautiful moment. And
Yeah.
who knows? Roxanne could even like have a face turn because I think that she works really good as an underdog babyface too. And like, let's say she cashes in on like a Nia Jax or someone, like
Yeah.
that would immediately make her like a top babyface.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
What about on the men's side?
On the men's side, I would really love to see Penta win Money in the Bank. I think
Yeah.
it could be interesting. If it's not Penta, I would like to see Carmelo Hayes be the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I think
guy.
Melo makes the most sense as Money in the Bank. I feel
Yeah.
like it fits his character, especially if they keep him as a heel, and like expand on like what he's doing with Miz right now. I feel like when Miz gave him that chain, which I've complained about the chain, it feels like a microaggression first and foremost. Secondly, like if you're gonna have him wear a big ass chain, the least y'all could do is ice it out. Like that hoe is not dancing at all. And like I feel like Melo kind of shot Miz a look while they were hugging. Like I can see Melo turning on Miz and like
yeah.
going his own way. And like, I know there's been word like they think he fits really good in this group with Seth and Braun and Paul Heyman. So
Yeah.
I don't know. He got the Andre win, but I think Money in the Bank is like the next logical step to like prop him up the way that Braun Breaker and Lyra and Tiffany and like those other call-ups from his era were like kind of propped up.
Yeah.
Because realistically, like I've seen some tweets about it, like it should have been him and Braun brought up like on different brands at the same time, kind of like Cena and Batista were.
Yeah.
Where like you let them grow, come into their own, and when they eventually have that feud again, it's gonna be like fireworks. Is the way that like Rhea and Bianca have been kept apart, and like now that they're finally together, it's like,
Right.
ooh, this is big money.
Yeah.
That can only happen if you put equal investment into both of them.
Right.
And Melo like tweeted something recently. It might have even been like this morning that I saw it, but he's just like talking about his first year on the roster, how he may not have won a championship, but he had like he faced off with Cody like 10 plus times, and he like got a lot of chances to learn from veterans and won the Andre, and he's like very gracious and grateful for all that he's done up to this point. And I feel like just having the chance to grow and expand and do more with that will be like great for him in his career. And
Yeah.
I think that Money in the Bank is as good of a time as any to like cement that.
Yeah.
But if it's not him, I want to finally see LA Knight get his moment. Like we've seen Jey Uso get over with his catchphrase, like maintain his momentum, sell his merch.
Yeah.
And I think LA Knight has been the equivalent of that on the other brand. He's remained over even after like everything. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see it
I'd like
happening.
to see him just like get one moment, even if it's like a couple months with like it could be the world heavyweight title if you don't want to give him the main championship. But
Yeah.
I want to see him get his moment eventually. All right, next we got the Royal Rumble. Who do you think might win that?
Man. Royal Rumble. I could see like Stephanie Vaquer or someone from NXT winning. Even Roxanne, I could see winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Roxanne was the runner-up this year.
Yeah.
And like that was it wasn't her first one. I think she did a few the last couple years as NXT champ.
Yeah.
But I think that they're full steam ahead behind her. We don't know who WWE might acquire. There's been talks of Mariah May from AEW coming over, and I think like that could be like a dark horse surprise. She should be in for like a big push, kind of how Jade got when she came over. But I think Jade, if Naomi doesn't get the Money in the Bank, I could see her getting a Rumble victory as well. It could be one of the horsewomen. It could be like Rhea May, if she's away from the title all this year.
Yeah.
That could be her big return
Yeah,
to
at the Rumble.
prominence. Io still hasn't won it. There's no telling how this next year might go for her. My dark horse, I'd like to see Liv Morgan win it.
Yeah.
I feel like Liv Morgan, if she's able to just like keep her heel work going like this into like the start of next year, by January-ish, whenever the Rumble will be happening, she's going to be so over, like, as a face.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to cheer
What
her.
about Lyra?
I want Lyra to win Queen of the Ring just because I feel like it suits her character better, like, going through a tournament, like, having the resilience to, like, get through, like, tournaments. We've seen her in the Gauntlet match with Bayley.
Yeah.
Like, that resilience, I feel like, suits her more than, like, a battle royale where I feel like someone like a Jade or a Charlotte or a Nia who's
Okay.
bigger,
Yeah.
like it's more to their advantage. But if Lyra were to win, you know Lyra's my favorite on the roster, so I got no quarrels with that whatsoever. But Liv is, I think, my choice. As for the men, it could really go any number of ways because we don't know what the landscape's going to look like, how long John Cena is going to have his monopoly over the WWE Championship. Is someone
Right.
going to take that back from him? But I don't know. I could see it being CM Punk maybe.
I was kind of thinking Gunther, just maybe like showing up in a hoodie and making a surprise, like
Yeah, I feel like Gunther, he just got written off for choking out Pat McAfee, which to me unofficially is a face turn.
Yeah.
Because I'm so like let's sidetrack real quick and talk about Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is so fucking annoying now, and like I got love for Pat McAfee. I got love for like what he's been able to build himself and like take his
Yeah.
brand and go from being an NFL punter to like one of the biggest names on ESPN and in like WWE and in sports media. It's really impressive, and he seems like, by all accounts, I think Pat is genuinely a chill, like good dude.
Yes, I don't think
He's just annoying.
I don't think Pat's a piece of shit or anything by any means, but
He's
God.
so goddamn, he never shuts up. He never shuts
And
up.
we'll never just let someone have a moment if, like, John Cena or Roman Reigns is trying to have a cool fucking moment. He can't shut up and let them have it.
Like, you remember when the Braun Breaker reveal happened on Raw and Joe Tess had to step in and
Yes.
be there? Joe Tess was so fire on that call.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine, like, as soon as Braun speared Roman, we would just, we got some dogs up in here tonight. Hey, Michael Cole, you know who that is? On my show this morning, I asked Paul Heyman, who else do you like in the industry? You can tell us. And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. And throughout the entire WrestleMania week, I feel like the numbers for Pat McAfee's show have been through the roof because he's getting all these exclusive interviews, media appearances from the John Cenas,
So
the
many.
Triple H's,
The Rock.
Rhea Ripley's, The Rock, the Paul Heyman's, and he had his big night at a couple months ago,
Yeah.
and like all of that. And Pat McAfee, The Rock, there's a couple people who are just like so indicative of this new TKO era, the Tony Hinchcliffe stuff, the like constant pan shots to celebrities in the crowd,
Yeah.
the pricing out of real fans and diehard fans to just like have influencers and celebrities, and like
Yeah.
those moments are leading to worse crowds, people who aren't really invested in the stories, people who are cheering for heels that are just screwing up entire storyline developments.
Yeah.
Like, you got Rock showing up whenever the fuck he wants to, inserting himself into shit, wiping his hands of it whenever like
When
it
things
goes
don't
awry.
go well, yeah.
Him and Triple H are having like a Cold War, like passive aggressive power struggle. Like, oh, I'm gonna see how I'm gonna drop my meat on the table. I'm gonna drop my meat on the table, and they're just gonna go back and forth meat for meat until like somebody like has to give, and we're the ones that are suffering as fans because when we get half baked ideas like the heel turn and Rock's involvement there and Cody's
soul, yeah.
like
What?
all of this shit is left open-ended, and us who are like, okay, how does this story pay off? Our intelligence is insulted when we're just left like, okay, well, I didn't think that I just needed to be there to take away from the moment. Bitch, you are the moment. You
You created, this big hype around the moment.
CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell did not main event Bad Blood because he wanted to come out and emote an aura farm.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and like on day one Raw is just like a baby face. Like, hey
Yeah.
guys, we're just so happy to be here and be on Netflix and just like let you guys know how amazing this Netflix deal is and TKO, and we love you if you smell. And then goes on NXT and just like, hey, this is my daughter. Also, I want Cody's soul, and I'm just waffling. I'm saying whatever the fuck I want to, and just like,
Yeah.
it's ruining so much long-term storytelling and everything that's like going into it, and it's just like, it's upsetting. It's upsetting.
Yeah.
But between like what's going on with that, I think that we have like a really exciting 2025 ahead. Like we had some predictions for things that are coming. We have good signs of what's to come with like a Raw and a Smackdown that have left us wanting more and
Yeah.
excited for like what's to come.
Yeah.
And this could be a really, really cool year for WWE. As a fan, like we're always going to have our opinions and our criticisms, and we
Right.
try not to get into the mindset of fantasy booking too much and letting our expectations take away from the experience. But we also don't want our intelligence insulted. We want payoffs to like things that we're emotionally invested in, and we just want to see like a coherent quality product. And
Yeah, and we know Triple H wants us to watch wrestling like we go to the theater and watch a movie, but when you go to the theater and watch a movie, you might not like everything about it, even if you really enjoyed the movie a lot. And that's fair. And we live in an age now where people can voice every little thought that pops into their head as soon as it pops into their head. And so, yeah, you're going to hear a lot of shit talk online.
and with that being said, like also it's somewhere in the middle. Like not
Yeah.
everything has to be like a die-hard, deep dive, cutthroat analysis of every single intricate detail that happens on every show. Like we were talking about this the other day. When we watch WWE, we view it the same way we view SNL. Like there's a cast of characters that will come in and like do their little segments and their variety, and you like certain people more than others. You like certain guests who come in more than others.
Yeah, there's
But
a
at the
bit
end of
that
the
you really
day,
enjoy.
There's something for everyone. There's your part to get invested in, and the parts that don't speak to you, like I mean, they might not speak to you, but
Yeah.
you don't have to, make your entire personality shitting on something that someone puts together. If you don't like it, you can say you don't like it and leave it there. But we just see a lot of vitriol and a lot
Yeah.
of like real pointed, like mean, rude comments directed at like the performers themselves as people, and a lot of weird parasocial shit. Like,
Yeah, like these are people going to work and doing their job at the end of the day. These are performers performing. They're putting on a show for you.
for you. And like you may not always like everything that you see, but it is like it's not like fed dick riding or anything to
Yeah.
just appreciate, hey, whether this spoke to me or not, they went out, put their bodies on the line, made an entertaining like or an attempt at an entertaining product.
Yeah.
And I appreciate like the effort that goes into it. So like kudos to everyone. Congrats on a successful WrestleMania weekend.
Yes.
Like congrats on all of the like amazing like matches.
Congrats to
like,
Jey Uso.
all-time
Congrats
matches,
to
dude.
Dom Mysterio. Yeah,
We
everyone
saw
who got a
people have
title.
their moments like Jay and Dom
Yes.
winning singles titles for the first time is amazing. Tiffany
Yes.
getting like whether you like the shoot stuff or not, Charlotte put her over in a huge way in front of a huge crowd on her first WrestleMania. Like
Yeah, she
that's
did.
something she'll always have to like stand on. John Cena got his 17th world title. That's no one's ever touching.
Yeah,
that.
he made history. Yeah.
Roman Reigns' 10th main event. Like that
Yeah.
match was amazing. The women's triple threat match, one of the best matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was
Ever.
amazing.
Stand and Deliver, NXT, amazing.
Yeah.
With that being said, like there's so many people that were on fire this week. Like the TLC triple threat from SmackDown.
Yeah.
Amazing. That should have been on WrestleMania. So
It was
good.
awesome.
Let's talk about our power rankings. Let's do a top 5.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know if you want to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't really matter to me.
Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, boom, boom, boom. It'll give us more time to think about it. I have a feeling of who my number 1 is, but like my top 5 doesn't really change a lot because everyone that I've bought stocks in is on fire right now.
Yeah.
Like my stocks are through the roof. Business is booming, and like I want to give a shout out to first and foremost. My number 5, I'll say Dominic Mysterio, the Intercontinental Champion. He had a successful defense against Penta.
Hell yeah.
They got JD back in the
Yeah.
fold. Finn looks like he's like, oh, what's going on here? Like, this is Dominic Mysterio's Judgment Day. He's the man now.
Yeah.
So I'll give him my number 5 spot. My number 4, I want to give to the Street Profits. They put on a hell of a match last night. Amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
They
God.
should have been on Mania, and they like the
Angelo
performance
Dawkins, we hope you're okay.
I also want to shout out DIY and the Machine Guns as well.
Yes.
Like all three teams definitely, like, if nothing else, they walking out of that match can say, "Motherfucker, leave us off WrestleMania again. I fucking dare you."
Yeah.
Because you leave a performance like that, everyone has their heads held high.
Yeah. Yeah.
My number 3, I gotta have Liv Morgan. And Raquel as a tag team.
Yeah.
The 4-time WWE Women's Champion
Hell yeah.
or Women's Tag Team Champions. They lost in a big marquee match, the return of Becky Lynch on WrestleMania Sunday, but they were able to win it back the next night on Raw.
Yeah.
And I think that they are going to be the figureheads of the tag division for quite some time. We've seen them have a successful defense of it already on NXT, and just working with those girls some more in NXT, working with like the women's mid card on Raw and giving them something to work through.
Yeah.
I think gives them some time away from the title picture, allows them to like continue building each other up, because I think the longer that they're together, they're just like at the point where they're gelling so well that they're both improving at like an exponential rate, and they're like seriously such a fun tag team now.
Yeah. Yeah, I love watching them for sure.
My number 2, I got to go with Braun Breaker. I know he lost, but the stocks are up. My guy is like, he's through the roof right now. He's aligned with Seth Rollins. I know Seth Rollins, like, I would have had him in my top 5. I felt like it was just too obvious to put him in my top 5. I tried to be like a little bit more cutesy about it. But yeah, Braun Breaker, excited to see what he does with Paul Heyman, with Seth. It feels like he's been elevated to main event. He's stepped up from Intercontinental. I don't see him looking back ever.
Definitely.
I think he's like fully a main event guy from here on out.
He's got a 129% chance of being a main event guy.
And my number 1 right now, it has to be the Genius of the Sky. With that match, I think being the best match of WrestleMania weekend, and like just who she beat. Like, she beat Rhea and Bianca. If you like say anyone on the roster is beating Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania, that's insane. It doesn't even feel real when you put that like to words. Like, those two women specifically had to sit there and take the pin, had to sit there and take the over the moonsault. Like, the Genius of the Sky is here, and it's her year. And the match she had with Stephanie the next night on Raw, like,
was incredible.
She's one of one.
Yeah,
and she's my number 1 right now.
She's a women's world champion. Well, I guess I'm gonna go in opposite order because Io is also my number 1.
Hell yeah.
And Stephanie Vaquer is my number 2.
Hell yeah.
Her come up is La Primera. Yeah, her come up is gonna be insane. It's been really cool. Yeah, seeing her match with Io, I was like, wow, like she is totally capable of being a WrestleMania main eventer.
Match with Roxanne the next night.
Yeah,
like, that was real Graps, brother.
Yeah. So yeah, Stephanie Vaquer's my number 2. My number 3. Yeah, my number 3 is probably Dirty Dom. I'm happy to see him have his moment. I'm really happy to see him, like, watching him hear the crowd cheer for him for like the first time ever, and then him running back to the ring to hear it one more time was just like, that
was a really sweet
it
moment.
Was sweet.
Like, I know that Dom is so fucking unserious and like just revels in his heel shit, and I don't even though he's so popular and like getting cheered, I don't see them ever turning him face. I think that they'll just like let him continue to be a heel that gets cheered. Yeah. Like Eddie, he's just gonna be on his like Latino cheat shit like forever.
Yeah.
And he's so entertaining. He's so charismatic. Like, hot take, I think his ceiling for what he can be, shits on his dad. Like, actually. I love Ray. Ray's the most successful, greatest, most recognizable luchador of all time, a real-life superhero. Dom's ceiling is so much higher.
Well, even John Cena said that on the Pat McAfee show. He said Dominic Mysterio is literally born for this. Like, he is capable of so much in this business. And I agree.
I feel like so many people in the industry have seen it for so long, and, like, it's like shown through his work and his quality and his improvement. Like, I think the Judgment Day, for as much as people want to say, oh, they have like long overstayed their welcome and shit, like Dom, Liv, Priest, Raquel to an extent,
Yeah.
JD to an extent, Carlito to an extent, have all gotten Rhea. Everyone except
Yeah.
for Finn Balor is better off having been a member of Judgment Day.
Yeah. Well, and I think, yeah, that just is a testament to also Dom Mysterio has this like power to put people
He
over.
gets every fucking body over.
Which brings me to my number 4, Penta, who has claimed Dom as his wrestling soulmate. And I agree. I'm so
Penta's been
happy.
here 3 weeks and he's like, Dom is my
Yes.
arch nemesis.
Yes, I love it, and I'm glad that Dom had his first title defense against Penta. Like, it makes people respect Dom more. I think it gives Penta like a solid rivalry storyline to keep coming back to, and people want to see it. So, like, yeah, I'm happy to see these two like having a rivalry together.
Now that the AAA thing is happening, I got to see Dom versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship in Mexico.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Worlds Collide too.
I don't think that they're going to put Dom and Penta on Worlds Collide.
Yeah,
Because I think it's the same day as Money in the Bank.
Ooh.
And I feel like both of them might end
They'll
up
be busy.
on Money in the Bank.
they'll
But
be busy.
like, if there was a way for them to like work Worlds Collide in the morning and then like Money in the Bank later that day, I don't want to put no extra stress on nobody's body or nothing, but that'd be so fun.
It would be awesome. Yeah. But finally, my number 5, and this isn't any, like, it's nothing on her that she's at number 5, is Bailey.
Shout out Bailey. You know, don't even, because like some people didn't even make the top
Some
5
people
at all.
didn't even, Bailey, I will never let you go, girl.
Never let you go, girl. Ever. Love Bailey around these parts.
Bailey is a worker, and like everyone's been talking about this past week. Everyone's seen the interview. She is a true professional. She's a worker. She's a superstar.
Hall of
and
Famer.
yeah, she Hall of Famer, absolutely. And I just can't wait to see her get her moment. Everyone's upset about this WrestleMania thing, Becky Lynch replacing her, but I hope she gets it back tenfold.
That was real fishy, Becky. I still love you. You're still the man, but I'm looking at you sideways for that. And I know, like, oh, it wasn't Becky's fault. Triple H ultimately makes the decisions, but like, Becky's got some creative control. She could have said no,
Sure.
and like, there's ways to go. Like, everything just could have been handled better. But at the end of the day, like, you got to put yourself into everyone's shoes.
Yeah.
Like, in this business, it's what have you done for me lately? Like how
Right.
much you make, how big of a star you are, the opportunities you get are at other people's expense, and like
Yeah.
you kind of are like conditioned into like having to step on other people, and it's why people like you think of the most famous wrestlers of all time, like Hulk Hogan and like those guys, they don't have the best reputation. Like
Yeah.
John Cena, oh, you buried people, blah blah blah. Like people hold on to their spots no matter what it takes, and
Yeah.
that ruffles feathers sometimes. But
Yeah.
Bailey is the most selfless person,
Yeah.
and I think karma is going to not only work out in her favor and let her have her moments, but her legacy is going to be that of
Yeah.
like without Bailey, like women's wrestling would not be what it is. You can't tell the story of women's wrestling without like Bailey.
Definitely, yeah. All the people she's inspired, these girls we see on NXT today who are all, like inspired by Bailey, look up to her, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just hope she gets to have her moment this year, and I'm sure she will. So yeah, Bailey's my number 5.
Yeah. And I know that we've been waffling a lot on this episode and just, talking about predictions and just going off the cuff. It's a different format than what we've typically done. But if you guys like this type of video, we can definitely do more of them. Long form, short form. This ended up being longer than I even thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But
We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so much happened in the last week. And it's like WrestleMania season. But we're going to keep doing stuff like this. And we hope you guys like our GGPW, our little gaming stuff too.
Thanks
And,
for all the support, guys. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers
we're
as
about
of
to
right
be
now.
right there.
And that's all because of you guys. So thank you for being patient with us, even when we haven't posted in a while. Thanks for tuning in. Leave us a comment.
Yeah, we're all in this journey together. We love like watching wrestling. We love learning more about different types of wrestling, and like we've been doing like some research on Lucha Libre lately to like learn
Oh,
more
yeah.
about like AAA and like branching out. Like we've actually watched some episodes.
If you have a
of
favorite lucha
AEW
production,
recently,
comment down below.
NXT, AEW.
Yeah.
Like we've been tapping into like other stuff to like get like a good broad depth of different styles, and like we want to not just like blindly ingest just WWE and like be content with what we're given, but also just like enjoy wrestling with you guys as a community. So if you guys have any suggestions, stuff that we should watch, things we should check out, things that like you want us to cover or talk about, leave a comment, let us know. And yeah, we can't wait to continue just like giving you guys more fun wrestling content.
Yeah. We'll see you guys soon.
See ya.